Hi everyone. So in the last session we have discussed about how to construct a finite automata for a regular expression, right? So in this session we are going to discuss about constructing regular expression for a finite automata, constructing a regular expression for a given finite automata. We already know from which finite automata you can easily construct a regular expression, right? So, from deterministic finite automata, we can easily obtain regular expression by following some set of instructions. Okay. Suppose if you are given with NFA without epsilon transitions, then you need to convert it into deterministic finite automata, and then you have to construct regular expression if a finite automata is NFA without epsilon transition. Then you have to convert this NFA without epsilon to DFA, and then you have to construct the regular expression. If you are given with NFA with epsilon transition, then you have to convert NFA with epsilon transitions to DFA, deterministic finite automata, and from deterministic finite automata you can construct regular expression. This is the procedure which you need to follow. If you are given with a DFA, you can by following some set of instructions you can directly construct the regular expression. But if you are given with NFA without epsilon transitions or NFA with epsilon transitions, first you need to convert those finite automatas into deterministic finite automata, and from deterministic finite automata you can construct the equivalent required regular expression. Okay. Now in order to construct the regular expression for a finite automata, we will be using Adam's theorem. Adam's theorem. Regular expression can be obtained from deterministic finite automata by making use of an Adam's theorem. Okay. So let's see what is an Adam's theorem. Simply it is used for simplifying the regular expressions. Adam's theorem is used for simplifying the regular expressions by using this concept. Let us see the theorem. Okay, let B and C be two regular expressions. Let B and C be two regular expressions over some particular alphabet. Over some particular alphabet, and A is unknown. B and C are known regular expression, and A is a unknown regular expression. Okay. Now, if the regular expression C doesn't contain epsilon, if a regular expression C doesn't contain epsilon, then the equation A equal to B plus AC, A equal to B union AC, has a unique solution, that is A equal to BC closure. BC closure. A equal to B plus AC. This equation has a unique solution as A equal to BC closure. This is an Adam's theorem. Here B and C are known regular expression and A is unknown one. And if you observe this pattern, if you observe in this way regular expression, if you observe this pattern in your regular expression, then you can replace it with this solution. If you observe A equal to B plus AC in such this format in your regular expression, then you can replace it with this unique solution, that is A equal to BC closure. BC closure. This is an Adam's theorem. See, Adam's theorem is used for what? Simplifying the regular expression. But I said that by using Adam's theorem, you can construct the regular expression, right? Whereas Adam's theorem is used for simplifying the regular expression. We didn't find the regular expression at all, right? So, before going into the Adam's theorem, before applying Adam's theorem, you need to follow some steps in order to obtain required regular expression. So, before before using Adam's theorem, we have to frame some set of equations. We have to frame some set of equations from the given finite automata. From a given finite automata, we have to frame some set of equations by using some rules and or conditions. Then you can make use of Adam's theorem. Okay. So let's see what are the rules which we need to follow in order to frame this set of equations, framing a set of equations from a finite automata. Okay, coming to the rule 1. If Qi and Qj are two states, if Qi and Qj are two states and there is a edge labeled A from Qi to Qj, means see, Qi is one state and Qj is one state, and there is an edge labeled A from Qi to Qj, means you are having a transition from Qi to Qj on input symbol A, on input symbol A. If such transition appears in your finite automata, then you can add equation as Qj equal to Qia, Qj equal to Qia, which means that Qj is having transition from Qi on input symbol A. Qj is having transition from Qi on input symbol A. So if you observe this pattern in your finite automata, then you can add this equation. Okay. Now coming to the second rule. Suppose Qj is a state and it has edge from Q1, Q2, so on Qn with labels as A1, A2, so on An. Means Qj is having transitions from Q1, Q2 and so on Qn on input symbols A1, A2, so on An. If a state Qj is having transition from Q1 with input symbol A1, Q2 with input symbol A2, and so on from Qn on input symbol An. If this pattern, if this transitions occurs, if you observe these transitions in your finite automata, then you can add equation as Qj equal to Q1A1 plus Q2A2 plus Q3A3 and so on plus Qn-An. Okay, multiple transitions. If a state has multiple transitions coming to that particular state, then you can make use of this rule. Okay, see, Qj is having transitions from Q1 on input symbol A1, from Q2 on input symbol A2, and from Qn on input symbol An. So then you can add equation for this state Qj as Qj equal to Q1A1 plus means union, right? So Q1A1 union Q2A2 union Q3A3, so on union Qn-An. Okay, so if you observe this pattern, you have to add this equation. You have to add this equation. Coming to the third rule. If a state is initial state, then you have to add epsilon. If a state is initial state, then you have to add epsilon in the equation. See, here we have two states, Qi and Qj. Qi and Qj. And from Qj to Qi, you have one transition on input symbol A. From Qj to Qi, you have an transition on input symbol A. And see here, Qi is an initial state. Qi is an initial state and it is having a transition from Qj on input symbol A. Then you have to add epsilon to the equation. So the equation will be Qi equal to Qja plus epsilon. Qi is equal to Qja plus epsilon, as it is the initial state. See, Qi is the initial state, right? So you have to add epsilon. So these are the three rules which you need to follow. Let's see the first rule again. Now see here, Qj, it is having transition from Qi on input symbol A. Then you are adding equation as Qj equals to Qia. Here you have not added epsilon because Qj is not the initial state, right? Qj is not the initial state. Coming to the rule 2, see here also. Qj is having transitions from Q1, Q2, Qn on input symbols A1, A2 on say on An. Then you are Adding equation as Qj equals to Q1A1 plus Q2A2 plus Q3A3 so on plus Qn Here also you are not adding epsilon. Here also you are not adding epsilon. Why? Because Qj is not the initial state. Qj is not the initial state. So you have to add epsilon. You have to add epsilon only when a state is initial state. See here, Qi is an initial state here and it is having transition from Qj on input symbol A. Then as it is the initial state, then you have to add epsilon in the equation like Qi equals to Qja plus epsilon. These are the three rules which you need to follow for framing the set of equations. So before using Adam's theorem, you have to frame the equation, set of equations by using all these three rules. All these three rules. Okay. Now, how you will be getting the regular expression means by adding all equations of final states. All equations of final states we will be getting, ultimately we will be getting the required regular expression. Adding all equations of final states will give us the required regular expression. Okay, let's see the steps. Now see here, what we have learned till now: framing a set of equations by using all these three rules, and we can use Adam's theorem for simplifying. What is the connection among these two? How we are using them? Okay, framing set of equations, that's fine. By using those three rules we will be framing set of equations, and by adding equations of final states we will be getting the required regular expression. And I have said that we have to use Adam's theorem. So how they are interconnected with each other? So now let us see the steps that we need to follow in constructing a regular expression from the DFA, where we will be using all those things: framing set of equations by using three rules and Adam's theorem. Now see, first, the steps which we need to follow for constructing regular expression for DFA are: first one, frame set of equations for each state using three rules. For each state, suppose you have three states in your finite automata: Q0, Q1, Q2. Q0, you observe the transitions, and by making use of those three rules you have to frame its equation. Next, Q1, observe the transitions and frame its equation. Q2, observe the transitions, and by making use of rules again you frame its equation. So like that you have to frame equations for all the states, for each state for a given DFA, finite automata. Okay. Now after that, how we will be getting the regular expression? By adding equations of final states, right? So we need to concentrate on the equations regarding the final states. So first you need to simplify the equations of final states. You have to simplify the equations of final states. In simplifying, you will be using the Adam's theorem. You will be framing set of equations for each state for a given finite automata. First step. Next, you have to simplify the equations of the final state, because adding final states will give us the required regular expression, right? So for simplifying that, we will be using the Adam's theorem. Next, obtain regular expression by adding simplified equations of final state. We have simplified them by using Adam's theorem, right? Now, by adding simplified equations of final states, you will be getting one equation. If required, again you can simplify it by using Adam's theorem. Okay. First, frame set of equations for a DFA by using those three rules, and then you have to simplify the equations of the final states by making use of Adam's theorem. Then after that, you have to obtain the regular expression by adding simplified equations of final states. Even if it is not simplified, if it is required, then again you can simplify that regular expression by making use of Adam's theorem. In this way, you can get the required regular expression. Okay. So in the next session, I'll be discussing a problem by using all these steps. I will be solving, I'll be constructing a regular expression for one finite automata. Then you can easily understand how steps are being used. Okay, thank you.